Things that have been going on in one of my cats wants to get in the room. Hold on. Yeah, that's what happens when you are a cat and you come into the filming room. Oh, he's giving me very much the stink eye, but you have to say hello to the people. So, hello people, this is Floki. Yes. You want to sit here? Or you're like, no, let me go to my box. Okay, apparently we are being graced with His Majesty's presence. Hello, welcome to today's video, my lovely nestlings. Today I'm just going to chat because I am not okay, and that is okay. So that's kind of what I'm going to chat to you about today. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Nikki, I'm 46, from the Netherlands, hence the accent, and I recently found out that I am autistic. And that's what today's video is about. Last week I uploaded my first autistic video, or autism video, because all my videos are autistic, let's face it, where I explained how I found out. And today I'm just going to go do something very much against my nature, and that is film when I'm not really okay. And that is okay. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. Honest to God, they annoy the hell out of me, but apparently we need to do that. I am not a diagnostician, I am not a doctor, or I'm not qualified to make any kind of assessment or whatever. I am self-diagnosed, and right now that is okay with me. That fits. That there are several reasons why I'm right now not seeking out an official diagnosis. Let's just leave it at that. I'm not saying that you should or should not. If you feel like you need a diagnosis, please, by all means, go through the proper channels. I'm also not advocating getting a diagnosis or not getting a diagnosis. Today's video is also my experiences and no one else's. It's not a general opinion, it's just my experience, and I hope that my experience and me working through this will help you. That's why I'm doing today's video. Okay, so before we start, let me just say something about the wording that I'm going to use today, and that's normal and weird. And by normal I mean society's version of normal, and by weird I mean my version of normal. Why? Because I own my weirdness. What's normal for me is not normal for everyone. I'm very well aware, but I am just going to use those two terms specifically because they reflect how I feel inside. We all want to be normal, right? Normal. Because that is, in my mind, what everyone else is. That's what you need to be happy, to be normal. Why can't you just be happy? Why can't you just be normal? So when I got the diagnosis of ADHD, I was very much fine with that. I don't know, if you say I have ADHD, there's nothing, it's all okay. There's nothing wrong with you, right? You're very much accepted in society. So when you then get diagnosis of, I don't know, you're burnout, you are just overwhelmed with everything. I have been burned out in my life. That's what we actually call it here, and that's what it feels like for me. I'm just burned out, and I've had that in the past a few times, severely enough that it just took months to kind of bounce back a little bit. But because it was labeled by me also as a burnout, you kind of know that you will recover from that, right? That you will get better and you will be normal again. When I found out that, when I found those autism videos, and I was like, yeah, this is it. I am autistic. And then especially when I did last week's video and I posted the video, I was like, it's definitely that, you know, because it's basically like when you talk about it, then it becomes real. It kind of felt like coming out. Hello, hi, how are you? I'm Nikki, I'm autistic. And there is still kind of do I want to use the word stigma? Yeah, let's use the word stigma about it. People have a certain idea of what an autistic person is, what it's then like to be autistic. When I look at how they diagnose things, they're always talking about deficits. This is what you cannot do, this is what you cannot do, instead of focus on the things that you can do and give you tools to help you just navigate things a little bit better, instead of saying, well, you cannot do this, so I don't know, you cannot go to the supermarket because it's too loud, here are some earplugs. Instead of working with you and giving you other tools, and just the understanding in yourself what it is for you that you cannot really handle those noises. Is it people? Is it their energies? Is it, for me, it's just going to the supermarkets when it's very, very early, for instance, so there are not a lot of people and I don't have all those people in my aura. And it's different for everyone. What I'm finding now is that it almost seems like a grieving process, because what I'm realizing right now is that I will never, ever, ever, ever be normal. I will never, ever be, well, normal, that's it. And I will never be able to not get overwhelmed by a lot of things going on. I will never be able to just, if I feel a little bit down, to just do it. You know, just do it. Those are the things that I'm very much hitting a wall with right now, even with exercising. I love running, for instance. But right now I'm like, I just don't have the room to put on my gym clothes or my running clothes and just go outside and run. Because it's not just that. I have to have my watch. I have to have those type of pants with that type of weather. I have to have that shirt. I'm going to go that route. I need to know the route I'm going to take to know the shoes that I'm going to wear. And that is what I'm noticing now, that I'm like, it will never be spontaneous. People think I'm spontaneous, but I'm not. And it will just never be, it will never be that. So I find that there is a certain level of, maybe it's grief that I'm kind of working through. And I've seen comments of you guys that are saying that you found out when you were autistic, that on the one hand you were very, very glad that you knew what it was, and on the other hand there was a grieving process, because you will never be normal. I will be my version of normal, but I'm still autistic. So that means that the triggers that normal people don't have, I do have. That when I have had a lot of people around me, even though I choose it, and I don't get the alone time that I need, then I'm right back where I am right now. And that's what I'm realizing right now, that it will never be just spontaneous. Let's go away for a day. Let's just go. That doesn't work for me, because I am very much like, okay, but what if it's raining? We have to bring enough of the. When I went to Amsterdam with my sister and my niece and her friend, my niece was astonished by what I brought in my bag, because I brought something to eat, I brought water. Basically the only thing that I didn't bring was an umbrella that we actually needed because it rained a little bit. But I had so much in my bag because maybe I'll need it, or maybe someone else is hungry, or maybe someone else needs that. I was very, very upset actually that I forgot to bring painkillers, because my sister was getting a headache. Or I was getting a headache because of all the input, but my sister was having back problems. And I felt bad because I did not bring painkillers for her, which she didn't ask me for. I did not know that she had back problems, but that's what it is. And that will never be not me. And I know that especially in the past, a lot of people made jokes about that. Hell, I make jokes about that. But it is very much true. So no, I will never be spontaneous. And the older I get, the harder it becomes. So I can be spontaneous by saying, I'm going to go into town now. That's my version of spontaneous. I'm going to go walk around in the forest now. And then I mean right now. So I put on my shoes and I go. But that's also not spontaneous, is it? I remember, and I actually just got the realization when I walk my dog. When I shaved my head a few years ago, right after I started my channel, I was like, now I finally know, when people are looking at me, I finally know that this is what they're looking at. And it gave me a very much a confidence boost. Now I know that I also let my hair grow out every once in a while. But honestly, you know why I started to grow out my hair and dye it silver? Because of Mel Thompson. Because I wanted to be like her. Right now, I'm noticing that, and I do like the way that it looks, but right now I'm noticing that there's someone on Instagram that I follow. She's also older. Wow. That's all I can say. Wow. And I find myself wanting to emulate her, but still have my own weirdness. So that's why I dye my hair weird colors. This morning I was thinking about, okay, why do I have my hair longer again? Actually, my bestie said, she said, wow, your hair is so long. And she has seen it this length before. She has never commented on it. So I was actually like, well, that's interesting that she comments on that then. It basically got me thinking of, why is my hair longer right now? Is it just because I find it cute? And if it's just that, then that's okay. But it's not, because again, I am trying to emulate someone else because I don't know what the hell I'm doing right now. And I feel like I need someone to grab onto, like a life jacket. But I don't need that. I am enough. And that is very much what I'm realizing now as I am speaking about it, because that's how I work through things, right? Honestly, my friends are almost my therapy, because talking to them and getting their feedback, not instantaneously because we do it on Marco Polo, but because of that, I am very much working through everything. Stuff is coming to the surface again. I kind of give it a place, so it kind of goes also like that. And it's like stirring in a cup, you know, with I don't know, things in it. You stir it loose and then it settles back down again, or you stir it and it gets absorbed by the liquid and it absorbs in yourself. That's basically, wow, that was deep. I can also see the timeline. So I found out that I was probably on the spectrum, and I went researching. I talked to my friends about it. I went researching and I commented here and there about it in a video, and I got feedback from you guys. And the more I learned, the more I was like, this is what I am. And then there was also a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. That's why I actually took a break for a few weeks, because I just didn't have the room, and I was feeling better, so I was starting to upload again, and I did my first autistic video, or my first autism video. That took a lot out of me. It gave me a lot, but it also took a lot out of me. Then I got my tattoos, which is a process. If you have tattoos, you probably know. It's a whole process, right? So basically, I have wanted finger tattoos for years. I never really knew what, so I was like, I'm not going to do anything. Then I went kind of searching for pictures, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of narrowing it down. I love that kind of boho style, especially on the hands. I think that is very, very feminine. I apparently have a problem with that word as well today, and I think it looks gorgeous. Is it me? Yes, but also no. So I went drawing on my hands and I made pictures, and I just walked around with marker on my hands because I wanted to know what it felt like if I was just doing my thing and then looked at my hands and I was like, is it shocking, or am I like, this is definitely me? So I did that for a few months, and then finally I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I'm going to go now because this is what I want. But how it happens for me is I'm always excited and kind of nervous in a good way, but also like I know it's going to hurt because it's not painless, at least not for me, and that's fine. But I also know how much it hurt. This part here, there, was the most painful part of my, and I have a bunch of tattoos, this was the most painful part ever. And I was like, if it feels like that, I still want to do it, but it's going to be, I have to kind of, you know, bite into it. So the night before I almost didn't sleep because I was just so excited and I'm kind of nervous. And then when I woke up that whole day, I was still kind of a little bit nervous. And then when we were the tattoo artist, I was very much talking constantly. I was nervous in a good way, but I was still nervous. And then when he put the needle on, I'm immediately quiet. And we're getting to work basically. Pain level wise, it was all okay. There were some painful bits, basically the head of the snake, because it's right underneath my nail, and here on the knuckle, that was the most painful. For the rest, it was actually all okay. The day after, usually when I get a tattoo, I take 1 or 2 days off, you know, but the day after I went to Amsterdam. And so it was building upon building upon building. So I had, in a week, I had my first autism video. I had the next day my tattoos, and then I went to Amsterdam. And I have felt for a few weeks now that I just cannot recharge, that I'm tired all the time, that my emotions are, I don't want to say my emotions are high, but I feel like I can do that very quickly. You know, kind of, I don't know, overload, breakdown, whatever. So, and then one of my friends said, she said, you know what's going on right now? You're emotionally drained. And I was like, yeah, I am. But why? So that's when all of this came to the surface. So yeah, in a nutshell, what is happening in me right now is the fact that I am very much realizing that I will never be normal. And yes, that is very much okay. But it's also something that I have to work through, because it's basic, you know what? It's a life sentence, right? Which is fine. And I'm not saying that I wish I never found out. I'm extremely happy that I found out, because on the one hand, all the pieces are fitting together. And I still very much stand by what I said in my last video that I will link underneath the cards, about the fact that I am very, very happy that I can be in the autistic box, because it's my box. I feel very, very comfortable there. I feel happy there. But it also means that that normal box that's there at the end of the rainbow, I never fit in anyway. I never fit in. But now I know without a shadow of a doubt that I will never be in that box. And that needs to have a place. And me talking about stuff like this with my friends and my loved ones helps me a lot. But I know I'm not the only one. So I thought about not making this video, but because I know that I'm not the only one who's feeling this, I was like, I just need to talk about this. And tell you that even though you may be very, very happy that you got the diagnosis, or that you found out finally what is wrong with you, you also have to give it a place. And that's normal. That's okay. And it's our normal. And I'm very much finding out, again, my hair, I am going to take back my normal, my weirdness. And when I am done filming, I'm going to shave it off again, because I need it. So yeah, that was it for today. I don't know how much sense I made. I am trying to minimally edit these videos. I do want it to make sense, but I also want you guys to hear me ramble a little bit. So yeah, let me know your experiences. Are you feeling the same way that I am? Is it resonating with you or not at all? Let me know down in the comment section below. And yeah guys, this was it. I'm going to drink my coffee, shave my hair and maybe sleep or something. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all and I wish you an amazing day. Bye.